All right, Mouse Planet. Alan Delinka back with you for Live at Home show number 30. Wow, number 30. We haven't been with you at a Live at Home in a while. I've done a few of our new formatted. Let's see if I've got the picture here. I've got the live at shows that we've done from each of the four parks. We also did a live at from Give Kids the World Village. Hope you were able to tune in for that. All of these are on our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitter Periscope. Adrian did one from the downtown Disney district at Disneyland a few weeks ago. She also separately put up a Facebook Live. We weren't able to coordinate with our StreamYard, but all those are available online. Go check them out on our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitter Periscope. I want to wish everybody happy holiday season. I have changed some of the decor behind me, playing with some of the discounts available right now. I printed 2 of my 2009 Disneyland Paris photos and made some little additions to them, and they're over either shoulder at the moment, and the camera is positioned such that hopefully the lights aren't reflecting off them too much. And I think with that, I am just going to bring everyone in. Adrian couldn't make it tonight. Disneyland has, unfortunately, no significant new news, but Todd Pickering's been there. We'll bring Todd in first and say hello, Todd.
Why, hello, Todd.
Hello, Todd.
Hi, Cameron. Cameron said hi to us, too, as one of our first viewers. So
very cool.
Wanted to shout out to Cameron. Thanks for watching.
Todd Pickering is out in California. Good to have him back. And I'll go to the wider view as I bring in another Todd. Todd King is with us tonight.
Well, hello, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hello, Todd. How are you doing, Todd?
Gosh, I should rename the show Todd's at Home.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, one of my baubles is askew.
And in the holodeck,
baubles,
we have
Todd.
Greg Jacobs. He is still in the holodeck somewhere on the East Coast. Greg Jacobs, you need to unmute yourself if you'd like us to hear you. Boy, that only took 1 minute and change. No, you're still muted. He's still muted. I'm going to bring in Chris Berry because Greg can't seem to find the unmute button.
He'll find it. He'll find it.
I see the mute button on there.
That's what
Chris,
happens.
how are you doing?
I'm good. That's what happens on the holodeck. Things get weird.
There he is.
And I'm feeling a lot of pressure to say hi, Todd.
Well, I was going to say we are a day past the full moon. I went outside just before showtime and grabbed this shot right outside my house. It's fascinating how large the moon is in the sky right over the Kennedy Space Center, which is 60 miles to my east. It's fascinating why
that's a heck of a shot there, Alan.
Thank you. I've been posting some good ones all week. That one was just with a point and shoot. Check out my Facebook. I've put up 1 or 2 on my Instagram. Let's see. I have covered everything on the general front except for the email that Jeffrey Epstein of D23 fame sent me yesterday. I happened to see Jeffrey at the media event for the Epcot holidays, and we'll talk about that. But the news that D23 shared with its membership yesterday is that starting on January 1st, D23 Gold membership is changing.
Yep.
So right now they have Gold Individual and Gold Family. And Gold Family is going away to be replaced by D23 Gold Membership Duo. And the Gold Membership Duo plan, as they're calling it, is the same price as Gold, but now changes how membership works such that there'll be 2 members who have a similar status. There's going to be the regular member and an affiliate member, and either can sign up for events. There'll be 2 Gold membership cards issued, 2 certificates issued. It will involve a whole bunch of benefits, but what it will not include is more than 1 gift set, right? You pay your annual subscription, you get 1 gift set. And I've already seen in the FAQ for this, you can't separately buy the magazine and you can't separately buy the gift set. So if you'd like the gift set, you need to be an individual member or that head of household. You can't be the affiliate member where you don't get the gift set.
Huh.
I don't think I'll notice the difference.
Yeah, no, it's confusing. I hope it's in writing.
It is in writing. Current D23 members have received this email. I'm sure the information is up on the site, but the gist is that it's $129.99 a year for the new Duo plan starting January 1st. Existing Gold family members will be converted to it, and their current family plan will be honored throughout the duration of whatever their current is. But you won't be able to renew it family. You'll have to renew as Duo. Everybody got all that? There'll be a quiz later.
I am duo.
I was going to say there'll be a quiz later, but it won't be our usual quiz show. Although I do have the graphic, right?
Hey, there it is.
And I think I have Oklaahoma.
Oklahoma's handy. How about
Where's
that?
Oklahoma?
I also have the consolation prize available in case anybody wants it. I invited John Sicari to join us. I'm not sure John will be able to join us tonight.
Now it feels
and
like
of course,
the holidays.
Since Todd Pickering is blinking there, I'll make him our temporary Mike Wazowski winner. We'll just cover him up.
Hey,
I'm on to
There
you.
I'm on TV.
All right.
Probably
I
should
made
set
the
that
logo
right up.
myself. So with that, let me, Todd, if your photos are ready to go, let's start with California, right? We often
Sure,
start
might
with,
as well,
with Florida.
because
So why don't you put your photos full screen and we'll put them up and you can talk about the expansion of the Disneyland. Let's see, what is it called? It's the Downtown Disney District at the
Yes.
Disneyland Resort that's been expanded into Disney California Adventure for dining and shopping.
Yes, and
Let's-
there is
let's-
some news. There's the new mobile shopping, which we'll talk about too. So there is some news.
All right. So let's talk about what
I'm
you
ready.
shared here. I'll go ahead and make your picture full screen. Tell us what we're
Sounds
looking
good.
at.
Well, the first thing that I did have to post that I noticed today was that my first trip to downtown Disney with Buena Vista Street is last year they put up these really day glow 1980s Christmas trees, and I noticed they weren't up this year. So much more traditional trees were up in the downtown Disney area. You can see that
Did the day glow trees attract a crowd?
they attracted a lot of "God, those are awful" comments. So, including possibly from some MousePlanet people. I kind of like, I went to high school in the 80s, so they kind of were cool. But just wanted to show you that the trees are more traditional. This is news. Carthay Circle is and I don't think I put a picture up, but where the outside dining is all that's open. They're calling it the Carthay Circle Lounge, and it is completely sold out. Reservations are done till January 3rd.
Figures.
So I do want to tell our viewers that so I went in, I was with my dad, who is very slow. I walked quicker and did a little MousePlanet hello everybody, and they said they were all booked. So I met my dad and we walked up and I said, is there any chance? She goes, guess what? We just had a cancellation, so we can take you right in. So everybody should really check.
Sweet.
But they are booked. The menu is limited. You sit down, that's your menu. You take a photo. And then there's probably like 6 appetizers, and there was salmon, halibut, and Colorado lamb were the 3 entrees that were offered. So it's very limited, but they have the full cocktail list. So my dad had and I've never had that. That's called a bourbon crusta. It's basically like an old fashioned. It's got lemon, a little touch of lemon, but maraschino liqueur. And I think 10 times better than an old fashioned. They're famous for their old fashioned, but they're too sweet for me. I like the sugar on the rim. And I had the tequila daisy, which is with creme de violette, the violette liqueur. That's a rose. One of my friends said, something fell off a tree into it. That's a dried rose. So, yeah.
Very, very
there's
nice,
the salmon.
very nice.
Gorgeous.
Salmon looks
Soy
good.
glazed salmon, soba noodles.
So where are the tables for the Carthay Circle? Where are they located actually vis-a-vis the restaurant?
They built that about a year ago on the Hollywood Boulevard side. There's a little patio that they extend and use in the summer months. So that's been there for about a year, I want to say. But they've also extended it down the street in that little alcove where by Disney Junior. Before Disney Junior, they've also created.
It's a courtyard that was already part of the restaurant, and then they've extended it partway down the street for the purposes of socially distanced dining.
That is correct, and they've got the tables 15 feet apart. 15 feet apart, because here in California, they're going into another phase tomorrow, where restaurants are supposed to only do takeout unless they have enough room. So Disney should be fine because their tables are, there's enough room. So we will keep that updated as things get. That's the halibut.
Let me give a shout out to one of our commenters who says that their record is riding Soarin' 28 times in one day, which
good job.
if you multiply that by the 10-minute ride cycle, that's a big time commitment.
That's a lot of the day.
Yeah,
it's a good.
So
ride.
here was the
Well done,
wild
Cameron.
thing. Lisa Stiglick, who could not join us tonight, sends me a message that Marvel that Avengers Campus is open and they're selling snacks there, and it's, you know, update. And then Adrian sends me a text while we're waiting for our entrees that go get pictures of Avengers Campus. Go get pictures of Avengers Campus. It's not open.
Yeah, go ahead and zoom in, Todd.
So, how do I do that? Shift Command zoom in. So there's another picture after this. There is this, what they have built. The walls came down directly across from the waterfall is this alcove area with little gates that look very national park. So this is definitely themed to the Grizzly Peak area. So this is what you can see, the Spider-Man ride. And you can see, I did a video. So if you go to our Instagram, follow us on Instagram, you can see the, it says Stark Productions on that brick wall, but that's it. And what they've set up is hot dog carts and turkey legs. I didn't look closely because I didn't, there's other treats clearly on that. Oh, that's the sipper, the holiday sipper for those that are into shopping is the big deal that they're selling. So, and then there's there's one more picture. I got to zoom out, don't I? Shift. Nope.
How long is your video?
It's on Instagram. It's not too long at all. When I was at Avengers, probably it's under 5 minutes.
I'm asking because in the background I'm calling it up, but I wanted to see how long it was before I added
these are
it
the
to
little
the stream.
So that wall, the construction wall before they reopened, was all the way there. And one of our Mouse Planeteer viewers thought maybe that they're going to put a fast pass thing there, which they might. They might put fast passes for Cars Land. They might put fast passes for the Spider-Man attraction. So, you know, the land's not getting inundated. And the rumors are flying that Cars Land's going to open, that Marvel's going to open. Our server did say when they went into the park for training, there were no walls up, and they could look into Avengers Campus. So here's the other news and I almost didn't do it.
Before you go on, I'm trying to get Instagram to come up, but my computer wants me to enter another code, so I'm doing that as we speak.
Yeah, it's a lot of me babbling.
Well, I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to keep it on mute because I got
Sounds
you
like
babbling
fun.
live and in person, right?
Right.
I don't need you babbling on audio and in
Look
person.
at you.
So I'm going to hear you in my ear. Let's see if I can add it here. How long into I see the video is 7.5 minutes. We're not going to show 7.5 minutes, but let me, don't. Oh, if I do this, you won't know how to get to it. All right. I'm not going to show it. Go ahead. On to your next photo.
Yeah. You know what? Go to Instagram, folks, after you watch this, if you're interested.
Instagram.com/MousePlanet.
Yeah. And there really isn't much, like when you can see this photo right here that you're looking at, it's just a circular area and it is completely dead end. It's just a little circle. So I don't know. Maybe they could put food booths there. They're trying to put a parade next Christmas. Who knows what their plans are? But they've got plans because it's Disney. So
what else you got, Todd?
So this
More
was
photos?
Adrian wanted this. This is rolling out also at Disney World, and I almost didn't look it up. But this is, where is it? Mouse Gear Shop in Epcot is doing this now, and it's World of Disney in downtown Disney. It's mobile checkout. So I did it. These little squares, Disney wants you to be on their Disneyland, their Disney app, whether it be Disney World or Disneyland.
So go ahead and zoom in on the sign if you can.
So yes, I can. I think Alan's making me do technical stuff. Everybody, am I doing it? Is it moving?
Good job, yes.
Perfect.
You did it.
Yeah. So while you're waiting in line to get into the store there, they want you to download that app. That's what that does. I already had the app. It's funny. I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, wait, I've already got the app. So you're good to go if you already have the Disneyland app. It's very easy. So let's see. Let's zoom. This is waiting in the queue for the store. That's just it again. I guess I didn't really need that. So what you do is you use the app. Your credit card should be in there. I actually changed my credit card when you scan the code with the item you want. Your credit card's already in there. If you've got your annual pass, it discounts it. It gives you a little code on your phone, which I couldn't take a picture of because my camera is my phone. You go up to the front. She's got a plexiglass there for safety. She zips it in, and then that's where they can wrap in paper or put it in a bag. And I'd like to plug Toys for Tots. I did not. This is what I bought, Todd. Till December 13th here in California. I don't know if there's Toys for Tots over at Disney World, Alan, but buy Toys for Boys. They always run low on Toys for Boys. So when I buy Toys for Tots, buy a
Well, I'm
toy
sure.
for
I'm
a
sure
boy.
they're doing something with Toys for Tots here. They aren't doing it in the park, but I would assume they're doing it at Disney Springs, because the resort
Correct.
always supports Toys for Tots here. I went to one of the events there a year or so ago, and I would ask you also whether you can pay by gift card.
Yes,
since
you can. That's an option.
You can now add your gift card into the My Disney or the Disneyland app.
I'm not 100% sure how to do it, but I was checking everything as I was ticking little boxes, and there's a box for gift card. There was 2 gift card, maybe promotions or something.
Interesting.
It works really
I'll have
nicely.
to go check the My Disney Experience app here, since lately that has been an issue of mine. I end up buying Disney gift cards for myself, usually off at discount, and it's hard to spend them except in person.
Yeah, so and it's a test is what they're saying right now. And the test is Mouse Gear Shop in Epcot. Is that a big one?
Mouse
That's my
Gear, well,
favorite.
Mouse Gear is actually a fairly small location right now. They
now.
closed the full Mouse Gear, and it's the main store for Epcot right now, but it's not very large. It's got a decent selection of merchandise, but it's not all that big.
In its day, that was my favorite store, and almost on
And I'm pleased.
property,
I'm
I'd say.
pleased to report. I'm pleased to
Okay.
report, after having been at Epcot yesterday, got to remember already, that there was actually work going on in the former Mouse Gear space. The previous time I was at Epcot a month ago, it looked like all construction in that area of the park had halted. They had taken out the windows and had gutted it and hadn't done anything further. And yesterday I actually saw ongoing work. So that was a nice sign to see.
Excellent.
Yeah, cool.
Was that the last photo, Todd?
Yes, that was.
Okay.
Something's
So I'm
happening.
going to take your photos out, and now we'll talk about Epcot holidays. And let's see, I can share mine, but that's going to take a few clicks. Let's see, we'll share this and this. And I'll start off, and I put a whole lot of this onto the update. So if you haven't seen this week's Mouse Planet Walt Disney World update, this is actually a Disney photo of Santa. Because I didn't see Santa yesterday. I was told by friends that I'd missed him twice, and I didn't hang out to go check him out later. But Santa rides this big blue sleigh through Epcot, pulled by horses, in his cavalcade. And if you were watching the pre-show tonight, I also showed the 2 other cavalcades that I caught. We got the Frozen cavalcade led by Queen Elsa, and followed up with Queen Anna in her horse-drawn carriage. And then we've got the Mickey and Friends led by Pluto and Goofy on foot, and Mickey and Minnie in the open-air car. Yeah, it was very nice. And then I finally saw Joy was out in the area between Imagination Pavilion and Land Pavilion, and she's added a little Christmas garland around her neck. And Winnie the Pooh had a Christmas hat, and he had a gift box. And interestingly, if you watch the pre-show video, he pulled different things out of the gift box. He had a sort of sleigh noisemaker for a bit, made some other noises, things of that sort. I'm going to stop the photos here and switch this out because I want to show a couple of video clips that folks may be interested that I haven't posted yet. And let's see, we're going to take this off the stream, and you guys get to hear me talk through my thought process as I click on 4 or 5 different things to get to exactly what I'd like to share. And I'll hit the share audio button, and here we should see a blank screen, yes. And I'm going to hit play, and we'll start off just with the placeholder screen. And I've posted this in a few places, and we
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Okay.
So there's Carol Stein. She's at a new location inside the World Showplace Pavilion. She's on a stage at the far, far end, all by herself. There are tables in the area, stand up and sit down. And that's actually one of the unique aspects. There are actually sit-down tables near Carol. And at the time I was visiting with her, it was at the media event, so there was nobody there. And I've included a silent version of the food video here. These are some of the new foods that are available for the Epcot Holidays Festival this year. If you'd like to hear detailed descriptions of each, Go to our YouTube. I put up a full video where the chef talked through every one of the food items that you see here. He also talked through a number of others. The ones on the left are from the new pavilion that is Maliki Maka, celebrating Hawaii. They've got, of course, got a ton of pastries for the holidays. This is a display case that we're showing them off. This display case is actually open to everybody most of the time when the hours of World Showplace are open. These were being offered to media, and I chose not to have too many sugary treats. Here's a little video where I was talking about from the opening. This is Pooh playing with the jingle bell, and sort of he can be seen, if you can imagine the area, from about 3 different angles, and he's playing off to various guests in various spots. Here's what the cavalcade looks like on video. I went ahead and shot it. It's a whole minute long, so we might as well watch it. I took out the audio because I didn't want our show to be thrown off for using audio that gets us thrown off. But you see, it comes by very quick. You get a sense of when it's coming because the music starts blaring long enough in advance for you to get to the side. And of course, you can see the cast members behind saying, "Please stay 5 feet or 6 feet back." And Queen Elsa comes down. It's interesting. She's got a lot of walking to do, while as Queen Anna gets the ride. Yeah. So Goofy and Pluto got to walk, and Elsa's got to walk. And of course, they got signs back behind here, which I don't know if I kept in this video or not. But it's just a minute. And like I said, I missed Santa because, he goes by that fast. So if you've ducked in somewhere to look at merchandise or whatnot, you can miss these magic moments, as they're calling them. And they're unscheduled. Now we're back inside World Showplace here. And I just highlighted this particular clip because I had stared at that thing for a long time. I'm going to pause this for a second. I had stared at that darn thing for like an hour during the media event and didn't notice Chip and Dale. That's how subtle they are if you're not looking for it. So I went back and I took the short clip to say, hey, look for Chip and Dale. And they figure very prominently. If you look in the Walt Disney World Update, a lot of the merchandise for the holidays features Chip and Dale. So this video clip now that I'm going to continue here is Joyful, the gospel group that's performing in the World Showplace tent. You can see they're all distanced. I'm pointing to my screen here. That helps you guys a lot, doesn't it?
You know what you mean.
Put it back on the screen. Enjoy a moment of it. And just a moment of it, because I also wanted to include here that the PR team was really getting into it. This is a Mouse Planet exclusive of the PR team dancing to the gospel group, which was a fun moment. There's Ambassador Stephen Lim, Carol Stein's in the background, lots and lots of fun folks around for that. So we got Mariachi Cobre at the America Gardens Theater doing their Los Posadas show, which salutes Mexican holidays of the season, which apparently includes the Mexican hand dance. If I'd been paying more attention to the story, I would have understood its complete connection. But you see, they have a couple of dancers and a couple of musicians, and they have different shows. They're alternating the stage with Voices of Liberty during the day, and each Voices of Liberty and mariachi are doing 6 shows a day. Now we've got Voices of Liberty.
What a happy Christmas party, what a Merry Christmas tree.
All right, Ian, here's one for you, and then Tiffany, you're next.
Does the duck go quack, quack, quack? Yes, the duck goes quack, quack, quack.
Does the parrot polly wolly yak yak?
Yes, the parrot
Polly wolly yak yak, polly wolly yak yak.
quack, quack, quack. Choo, choo, choo.
Big surprise!
Presents tonight. Peggy free.
Christmas tree.
Oh, oh, what a happy Christmas party, what a Merry Christmas tree.
And I also have included here that they're one of the places where you can hear a Hanukkah song. They sing the Hanukkah songs, and here's their rendition of it.
Eating latkes and spinning the dreidel.
Oh, Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora.
Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat.
Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they will share a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
And I've included some of their traditional Christmas music, which is sort of the thing that they sing when candlelight's going on. And this is as close to candlelight as you're going to get this year. So I'll leave this here for the end of the show.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Here at the Voices of Liberty, to all of you, we hope you have a merry and bright holiday season. And
have a happy new year.
Happy holidays, everyone!
So there you have some of the highlights of the entertainment.
Nice.
And I've got it still playing in my ear, which I need to make stop.
Sound amazing.
Don't go crazy.
Yeah, and it's it's a lot of fun because Voices of Liberty is one of those parts of Epcot that's super traditional. Their harmonies under the dome inside the American Adventure are amazing,
right.
And they also participate in the candlelight processional, so they're mic'd for that normally. And hearing them amplified is a treat, although it's a little bit different than hearing it under the dome. The dome has a much more rich sound to it, but it's good stuff. It's good to see some live entertainment.
Yes,
because
tell me about it.
That's sorely missing these days. And Disney's got, I've showed off the three major acts at Epcot and Carol Stein, and I say and Carol Stein because Carol's actually not advertised. She's there. They acknowledge her at the press event. She's on that stage way in the back. Go say hello if you go to Epcot. She's very much worth watching.
Yes.
I'm going to take a moment to have a drink of Diet Coke. Todd Pickering, yes, Diet Coke, always on hand. Todd Pickering, did you have anything else from California?
I think I covered it all, unless anybody had a question. That was the mobile. Yeah, that was the big news. Is that hope that might be something that we'll see in every single store soon. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that idea actually a lot.
Are they doing that on the East Coast too, or is it just on the West Coast?
No, Epcot is doing it at Mouse Gear Shop.
Awesome.
That's where they're testing it. So who knows? I mean, Disney World's wide open, so they might start doing it.
And thanks to my friend Liz for the nice comment about the music. All right.
Thanks,
so the gang is the real reason that we're having the show today. And our audience is much the audience is much smaller now than it was when we started, but that's often the case. Tell your friends, share the show. We would like people to watch our show.
We're here.
And I mean, honestly, Facebook isn't very generous about sharing us. And I'm very excited to see we actually have lots of YouTube comments tonight. There is a discussion going on between people, although I think part of why there's a discussion is they're promoting each other. But that's all right. They're welcome to promote here. I invited plenty of people on. Again, I invited John Sicari on to promote because John's got a sewing business now and a smell business that he calls, get this, Panda Smells.
Wow.
I'm not sure what that means exactly.
But he's not here to I think I just leave it like that since he's not here.
Yeah.
Which of you guys wants to lead
the
off?
Pandemic?
Leave it to your imagination what Panda Smells is all about.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the clip we need.
Or wait, I do have one other clip that's very appropriate for that moment. That would be this one here.
Oh God. You kind of got dark there.
I missed that. I actually missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, you can watch it every day on YouTube. Walk of Fame Wednesdays. John Barrymore got printed up today.
Chris, did you miss this one too?
I did.
I was going to say we might need the sailor.
Yeah. Every time I think of a sailor, I think of that.
I like looking at my youth.
Adrian's not here to yell at me for playing it, but as long as Todd is now promoting his Walk of Fame, we'll give him his little plug. Here's his little plug. Ready?
I'm called Todd Pickering. Yes, that is my name. I'm here every Wednesday. I walk of fame.
He is a star.
All right.
I'm doing my favorite Walk of Fame ever. I will plug myself big time. I finally got to really kind of the last history on the Walk of Fame as far as the Walk of Fame goes. The most stars by one family are the Barrymores. Lionel, his sister Ethel, his youngest brother John, and then John's son, John Drew Barrymore, who had Drew Barrymore. So I'm not doing John Drew Barrymore separately, but I'm ending the year with an overview because the family history is so amazing. So John Drew Barrymore will be tucked in with all 5 of them. So
And they find that on your YouTube channel, right?
Walk of Fame Wednesdays with Todd Pickering.
All right, so
Drew Barrymore doesn't have her own yet?
What?
Does Drew Barrymore have her own yet?
Oh yeah. Drew Barrymore has her own, but I'm skipping her father. I think John Drew Barrymore has a star because his dad was John Barrymore and his daughter's Drew Barrymore. He had a pretty troubled life, so I try to be positive during Walk of Fame, but there's not much positive about John Drew Barrymore's life. It's pretty sad. So I'm going to put him in with. I'm going to end on an overview because the family alone is so interesting.
Which of you folks is going to lead off the discussion about your favorite things?
I think Chris Berry's the ultimate collector.
None of you are Oprah.
I don't know. I don't have as much on Oprah, you know.
Or Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
So who has the bigger collection, Greg or Chris Berry? Is what I want to know.
Collection waving here. I don't know exactly. I think Greg's is neater. When I see the pictures, yeah, like cleaner and more organized. And I look at his basement, it looks like he's got everything more. My stuff is all over the place.
They also have closets that are full of stuff.
Yeah, I got closets full of stuff. I have bins full of stuff.
Greg, do you rotate your collection then?
Sometimes. Honestly, I'm pretty lazy about it. So there is some stuff. The stuff I like the best, I guess, is out. And then some of the stuff that's I don't have room to put out kind of sits in the closet.
Are any of you guys popcorn bucket collectors? Because this is this year's Christmas tree. And I know the Californians go crazy for the AP versions of these.
Oh my gosh.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, no, that's our fans out here. And I'm not a popcorn bucket collector. It's a good deal though if you get popcorn every time you go to the park, but they're sold out within a day. And I oftentimes I'm not waiting in a line.
Look big. That's what I don't know if I'd have room for big popcorn buckets on my shelves.
Well, I mean, and I have shown off before, and I don't have it. I don't think immediately behind me. I don't see it on the screen. I have the Oogie Boogie that came out a few years ago for the Halloween party here, and I also have a different Oogie Boogie that I think I got at a media event from a later Halloween party, or maybe it was even from a villains party. But I collecting the popcorn buckets is interesting. And of course, here in the time of COVID, collecting the popcorn buckets involves getting the popcorn bucket. But when you want the refill, you just need to show your receipt and they give you your next carton of popcorn.
I think they were doing that before COVID, though.
I think it was a possibility before.
For cleanliness. They were at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean as opposed to handing them your bucket and they scoop? Yeah,
they used to, but now it's just really a cleanliness issue too. So they just hand you you can dump it in your bucket. That's what most people do. Then you dump it into your bucket because it's got a strap on it, and that's why people like it and close it up. And
which of you guys wants to lead off a discussion? Because our viewership has almost hit that number where I said,
"Let's go. Let's show our collectible."
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole idea of this was to show our favorite, treasured collectible. I think that's what we were talking about, right?
Yep.
So
go for it, Chris. You're there.
Yeah, I dug into the shelves and I dug into the boxes, and can I share my screen, Alan? Can I do that?
Sure.
Because I actually had an article years ago about my favorite collectible. Which one am I doing? I'm going to share screen, and then I'm going to pick.
Well, I'll tell the viewers that I said to Chris and Greg that they had to pick just one, and that was really hard.
So, I'm talking about
that killed him.
Is this working?
Let's see. Let me see. Yes, your screen is here. Here we go.
Yes. So I'm talking about something called Disneykins. I don't know if anybody knows what Disneykins are. Disneykins. These are little tiny plastic figures that used to be able to buy individually or in sets. In like dime stores and toy stores and things like that. They're from the 60s. And the cool thing about these is these are mine. Like these are mine and my brother's from when we were kids.
Wow.
And they sat in a box in my parents' house in my old bedroom for 20 years, maybe more, until they were moving out, and I went through them and I started to to pick them out. Some of them are damaged. because I played with them. Minnie looks a little rough.
But that's great.
Yeah, these are really cool, and Goofy doesn't have his big shoes. But,
you can zoom in on these too, I assume, right?
Command
Shift Plus.
Command Shift Plus. Yeah. Look at.
I can put them up full screen if you like.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, put them up full screen.
Yeah, do that.
And then like his gun is broken. But they made some interesting ones. That's for sure. Look at Bambi. And
Can't
Dumper.
believe Bambi's legs are not broken.
There's pretty yeah, exactly. Dumbo's nose, but I have two Pinocchios for some reason. And Foul Fellow and from the Pinocchio ones are actually very cool. And these two are my
Lampwick. You don't see Lampwick much.
No, you don't. He was a good find. And then my favorite is actually the Dalmatians. I think they're just really really sweet. And these are you can find these if you're interested in collecting them.
That's cool.
They're not, some of them, the more hard to find ones can run about $50 a pop.
Wow.
And you can get some of them for 10, It from what I understand from the research I did, it was the second series they made less of. So Foul Fellow and Lampwick are in the second series, and those are more collectible because there's not that many of them.
Very cool.
But you can find Mickey and Minnie for $10, $15 if you want. They're small, so I mean it's hard for you to to tell. But here's they're tiny, they're little guys. So here's Shere Khan, and of course my favorite Brer Rabbit. There he is. So these are tiny little
What kind of
guys.
package were they in like a little box or something?
They were in little boxes, like little matchboxes almost. So I got what's his name? I got a strange blue. It doesn't really remind me.
And
of
where
blue,
were
but
they? Where were they originally offered? Were they offered in the parks, or were they offered online, or somewhere?
I think they were offered in the parks. They were offered in. They were like I said, that you could buy them in dime stores. I remember going to to the card shop that I used to buy toys in my neighborhood, and my mother would buy me a little Disneykin, and like I said, that you could buy them in sets. So you could buy like the Pinocchio set, or you can. I don't remember that. I remember buying them in individual as a kid, but I know that I've read about them, and they did sell them in sets. So, dime stores, card shops, toy stores. I don't think they may have been sold in Disneyland. I don't have confirmation of that, but it would make sense. So, and there's about 100 of them. There's a lot of them. So, if you can find them, track them down. Hard to find. They're getting harder to find because they break.
Well, yeah, and definitely late 60s because you just showed Baloo, so that's the Jungle Book. So.
Right. Yeah. So and like I said, the later series they made a lot less. So if you can find the later series ones, you got those are worth more money. So
cool.
Greg, do you have any Disneykins in your world?
I don't actually. I don't.
Shocking.
Yes, you got me. I have a couple similar plastic things. Actually, go back further. I think you and I had the same one, right? It came out a few months ago.
Right.
Right, little plastic Japanese ones from the 30s.
Right, yeah. Those are pretty wild, actually.
They're kind of similar. But yeah, no, I don't have any Disneykins.
You're sitting in the holodeck. I would think you could make one materialize.
And that's the image I had. Like, he was just go, wait a minute, I got him right here.
Just beam one from 1969.
Who else something to share?
I
got a cool one within arm's reach. I mean, I've had this on display before. It's the Figment from like 1983, which was my mother's. And on one of their many trips south, they dropped it off here. So Figment now lives here in my house, real close to where it was bought, but probably miles and miles from China, right? Copyright 1982, handcrafted by. This was handcrafted. Get this, guys. This was handcrafted by California Stuffed Toys, Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
But then in smaller print, it says all new materials, yada yada yada, made in Taiwan.
No, darn it.
Designed in LA.
Taiwan by Orlando.
Made in Taiwan.
All right, what do you got, Greg? What do you got?
Greg?
Show and tell, Greg.
Okay, this is really, really hard, and Pickering said I can only have one thing. So I cheated a little, as you'll see. Well, first, of course,
so did Chris. So
she did. That's what we have Lisa's book. So
Oh man, I have it handy.
that has to be a recent favorite for all of us.
All right, everybody, wait! Don't put it down yet. Everybody, hold up your Lisa book. Ready?
It's not in another room. I'll just like do this and say it's imaginary in my hands.
I thought all of us would pull this out. We love you, Lisa.
All right.
Yes, Lisa.
Hopefully you're watching, Lisa.
Let me get this into the right format so I can highlight Greg as he talks. I know I've got to put this in the right highlight. I can't just go to this view for some reason. But there we go.
All right.
Go ahead, Greg.
I'm excited.
And the thing I picked is a little large and will supplant my head in the picture. I like a lot of things. I collect a lot of crap, as you all know, and article readers might know. But my favorite thing is animation art. And that's come to mean a lot of different things over the years. I could talk about this for 9 of these shows. I'll keep it to a minute and a half. As the original stuff ran out, Disney came out with Ceracells and Jaclays and limited editions and posters and prints, and started hiring a ton of great artists to do original paintings that they turned into posters and prints and limited editions. But the really cool stuff is the original artwork that was done by the animators that they actually used in the creation of the films. So if you have one of the originals, and they used to sell these at Disneyland for $1 way back in the 50s. They sold them at Disney World for $20 in the 70s. And there's a 7-year-old boy whose mother told him to buy one, who wanted to spend the $20 on crap instead, and kind of wish I'd cleaned it out and listened to her then. Had it cheaper. There was a whole box of them at that store behind the but obviously doesn't sell them anymore, which is really sad. But so I don't have a ton of original art, but I have a few. I picked one to share today, if I can get it in the frame.
Yeah.
This is O'Malley from the Aristocats.
Oh,
that would be a choice I would buy.
Yeah, as a feature from 1970, he's blinking. So, I mean, this was done by several Disney artists, right? One drew the picture and one cleaned it up. Somebody else traced it out onto the acetate for the cell, and then another team painted it. And this was actually photographed and used in the movie. So if you can find that on Disney Plus and you watch it, you can actually find this image in the movie. And I don't have a ton of these. I have a few, but I picked this one because there's a little bit of a funny story behind it. I bought this probably about 20 years ago at an antique store or an antiques fair that they had. And this woman didn't have a ton of animation stuff, but she had this. So I thought it was cool. I talked to her a little bit, and she said that she got it from an older woman, a bunch of stuff that she picked up in an estate sale. And I paid about $90 for it. So that's a small amount of money, but not a huge amount either. It's pretty good. So she kept bragging, I got it so cheap. And she whispered to her husband how cheap she got it, and she wouldn't tell me. And like, okay, don't tell me, it's fine. I was happy I got it. So she took it. She put it in a sealed envelope and gave it to me. And for whatever reason, I didn't frame it right away. I waited a long time. It was probably about 2 years. I was like, oh God, I got to get that thing framed already. So I opened it up and I found this that I got. And I also found in the same folder, this.
It's
another
fantastic.
one of him actually laying there and smiling. This one's actually
the other way. Go the other way. There you go.
Okay, I'm on Zoom 5 hours a day for work. You think I'd have this down by now?
No, this is reversed. On Zoom, you're probably in mirror mode.
That's true. Well, it depends.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did not know she slipped that in there.
I got a twofer. So either she was being nice to me, or she didn't know, or whatever. I will never know because it was so much later.
Tilt it back a little bit so you get a little less reflection.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Right there.
You'd rather look at O'Malley than me. So I'll peer out like Mike Wazowski. So there's another cell from the movie where he's lying there, and I actually found the moment. So I actually got a match set.
Yeah, nobody's looking at you right now, Greg. That's amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
That's even better right there.
Wow.
I was gonna say, but we can always just look at Todd Pickering.
Well, yeah. I like this.
That is amazing.
So so I actually get two really nice cells, and it's a cute movie, and I actually found it in the movie. So it's kind of.
See, I love how cool. I knew Chris and Greg would sneak in an extra one. Did I call it? But totally worth it.
2 for the price of 1.
Well, I was threatening 17 in our chat earlier, and only brought 2. Or
exactly, and it's like, I'm not going to be on for 4 hours.
That's such a score because, from what I understand, the animation art, when you pay less when their eyes are closed versus when you can pay a lot more if their eyes are open or if the character's smiling, or so that is a score and a half.
Yeah, that's the sweet.
Again, either she was very nice or I got very lucky. But
I think she was being nice.
Yeah, she might have been.
Yeah, she might have been.
I don't think she was. I don't think you ripped off the poor lady.
I was going to say, if you had bought,
nice, I didn't steal it.
If you had bought the ugly painting in the corner and pulled the painting back, you would have seen the Declaration of Independence.
No, I saw that in the corner. I should have done that instead. As much as I like O'Malley, I probably would have gone with that.
All right,
But,
Todd King.
Very nice.
Anything else, Greg? Todd King, why don't you go next?
Well, I was wondering all day if it was going to be Star Wars.
No, it's not.
Wow.
There's a spoiler.
See? I knew it wouldn't.
Because,
I knew it wouldn't.
we're talking Disney stuff, so
yeah, I knew it wouldn't.
I don't have a lot of collections of much of anything. I don't even have a lot of Star Wars stuff. Over the years, it's come and gone. And a lot of the stuff from my childhood kind of, over the years just got lost or sold or given away. So I'm not too much of a big collector of things, but there are a few little types of things that I collect. And for Disney, it's usually got to be park stuff, something exclusive that you can only get in the park. At least, most everything now can be found online anyway. So everything has a story, right? And it's all attached to something in our childhood, with the stories that both of you shared, Chris and Greg. But for me, it's all about something that you take home with you from the park to remind you of the park. Yeah, that's the definition of a souvenir, but that's what I think of, like a postcard or an ashtray or a coaster or something like that. But what I really loved is the music of the park. And as a small little kid, the most amazing thing that I saw there, besides all the rides, was the Main Street Electrical Parade. I mean, that is just a profound thing, because it looks like Christmas because of all the lights, but it's not Christmas. It's just this parade, and it's just fun. And, you're standing by there and the music just starts swelling up, and it's electronic. It matches the theme, and it's all that, the Baroque hoedown. And it's just, as a little tyke, it's just like, this is amazing. This is the most wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life. And unfortunately, that parade is at night because of the lights. So it's the last thing of the day, and it's time to go. So combine that with, I didn't want to leave. And this, that music just kind of sticks with me. And I remember probably being in my mom's arms or something, watching her. She's holding me up, just telling her again and again how much I love the music. I love the music. Isn't this great? She's like, yes, I love it too. And I was like, oh, we made a connection there. One of those things. And then on our way out, she is probably the Emporium on Main Street, which I will forever love as probably the best shop. And she says, look what I found. And it was this vinyl record of this, which I now have on CD because I don't have the vinyl record anymore. But it's the one of the first, probably the first album, the official album of Disney World. And look what's on the cover. I mean, it's the Main Street Electrical Parade. So Mom said, we've got the music. You can listen to it at home anytime you want. And so when we took it home, I played it probably every single day for years. Who knows? Just sitting there by the record player listening to it.
You flew home with a vinyl.
I was going to say, somewhere in my collection of stuff here in the house, I have the 45 from the Main Street Electrical Parade, two-sided. Cool. It has the artwork on it. I used to play it on my record player when I was, 13, 14 years old, endlessly. And I know to this moment where the scratches were. So when I hear the music, I can hear the scratches. And I also know where it faded out on side one, and you had to turn it over to listen to side two.
That's awesome.
It was only years later that I think I next got it on cassette, before I eventually got it in some digital forms. But
we're all dating ourselves.
For my nostalgia, I had to get it on CD, this exact same one. And this one was actually an import from Japan.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, very cool.
So it's a little more available now, but this was an eBay purchase many years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never even knew it came on CD. And and then I got it, and then listened to it again, and all the memories came flooding back. But even since then, I've collected a lot of these other CDs. So if I'm going to slip in more, I've got a whole pile of them sitting right here.
I would like to point out that Todd also slipped in multiple items.
All right. I won't do it, but I can say that they are right here.
Just that you did. Go for it.
That is my
What's
collection.
your second favorite? We'll give you two because of Greg and Chris. Show us your second favorite.
Okay. Well, my collection is park CDs. That's the thing that I have. So I love getting those. So when I tell my friends, "Oh, you're going to the park," see if they have a Galaxy's Edge CD or something of that music. And I'm waiting for that to come out, but I don't know if they do CDs anymore because
probably not.
Yeah. Do you do the downloads now? I think it's kind of all about
but
the Music Emporium and downloading.
It's
still like that physical thing. Me too.
It's not the same. Yeah.
And I'll get the music that way, but it's the fact that it's the physical item and where I got it.
Right.
So I wish that one was from the park, but it's sort of by proxy that it is because we had the original vinyl, and one of these days I'll get it back because we have a record player now. But
did you visit in the era around 2000, 2002? I think it started in 2000 when you could get
Disney
the
Forever
CD
CDs?
custom. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And that's what my number 2 one was.
All right. All right.
Which one?
So they had the kiosk.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they had the kiosk in Journey to Imagination, and you'd go to the back, and I saw this monitor, and they were like, "Oh, you can pick park music CDs and make your own. You just select the tracks you want.
Oh, that is awesome.
Come back a couple hours later, and you have a customized burn CD for you." And my God, I looked for that next time I went a couple years later, and they were gone. And I don't think they ever came back. But
there were a handful of them left up until the very early 2000s, because I remember as somebody who came on vacation here every year starting in 2002, I remember finding a few locations. So for example, at Epcot, there was a location at the I think they call it the Travel Port. It's the shopping location right at the exit on the International Gateway side that still had 3 kiosks in the back for years. Cool. That I every time I walk by that spot in the store, including yesterday, I always remember that's where those machines were, because I bought many of those CDs, and some of that music was never released in another form. I mean, it doesn't show up on the albums and otherwise. And I'm sure it was a licensing nightmare for whoever put together the project. But hey,
who cares?
Every time I've talked to their creative directors, every time I've talked to their creative directors, I've said, hey, I would love to buy all of Happily Ever After. I know it's a pain to license all that. They obviously went through it to do the fireworks show. Go ahead and license the music so I can have it on iTunes or CVD.
Licensing isn't a problem for Disney. They own 20th Century Fox.
They own it also,
and they own Marvel. They can handle something like that for an MP3, for God's sakes. But anyway.
Well, and I know as somebody who practiced, in the area, I know that the headache for them is the accounting side, right? Mm-hmm. Because they would have to track sales and then pay people those penny checks. What's that?
Buy some Tylenol. If it's a headache. Anyway, I could have spent my whole day at Epcot just going through picking up the CDs, but I was with a family and they were like, come on, we got to go to the next ride. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm just so I had to settle on something. So I said, all right, well, I want to get music for my favorite ride. So I saw a listing of Haunted Mansion tracks. So I started selecting as many Haunted Mansion tracks as would fit on a CD. So I did that, placed the order, and they said, here's your receipt, come back and pick it up whenever. So I came back later, and they handed me this, which is the 30th anniversary Haunted Mansion CDs. So it wasn't even one of the Disney Forever customized burnt CDs. It was this one, which happily had everything I wanted anyway, which is the full soundtrack of the ride, as it was in the early 2000s. And I've got an updated version down here too, but it's a great package. It's got the clock as the CD.
Cool.
Oh, that is cool.
It's got some great artwork in here. The booklet.
Were any of you guys at D23 Expo in 2009 when they talked about the making of this album?
No.
No, that was fascinating. That's what got me to buy this album. I was in the in the breakout for the album where they played some of the individual tracks that aren't even on there that went into making that. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff.
I've got the update. Even the booklet is nice. It's got the stretching portraits, and then you open it up, and they're full.
Oh, cool.
That is cool.
Nice.
So it's a great package, and I just treasured it and adored it, and I love it.
That is cool.
And those are my. So there's my two. I'll quit
Those
there.
are
I
two
could go
good
on.
ones.
All right, Todd Pickering, what were you going to present?
I only have one. Well, and I've also got, I'm going to do that with, if you could do the share screen again, let me get to full screen. We'll do Lisa's is first, just a second. We're on full screen. So this is Lisa's. She could make the show, but she
I
sent
love
Paperman.
She sent it to
that's
me
great.
immediately. Like I asked her to send me it, and she, in 5 seconds, like she knew what her favorite was. It was done by an artist named Michelle St. Laurent. She was not, so it's done by an actual artist. She got that at the Vegas Disney store, Paperman. And
That's fantastic.
She said, remember,
Talk
it's
about
Disney,
great
not
music.
Pixar. And I'd forgotten that it was Disney, not Pixar.
That's right.
And it's not. Last time I looked, it wasn't available on Disney Plus. It was still part
I
of a
know where it
collection.
is.
It's on a collection on Netflix.
Netflix. I went looking for it. I was mad I couldn't find it, and figured it out. You're right. I guess
Yeah,
Netflix still has the rights to
It's
it.
good. It's one of my
See?
favorite shorts that they have done in years.
Me too,
You know,
ditto.
when we're done, I'm going to watch it because I wanted to watch it again too. And thank you guys for telling me, so I wouldn't spend time. And then mine is, I'm a Shag fan, so I went to the merchandising,
Ooh.
and I got the
Some too.
So,
and I got a whole bunch of things. But the cool thing about that is, if you noticed at the bottom, the left side is the printed Shag, but Shag was Josh Eggle was there. I got to meet him, and he signed the corner. So
very cool.
that's why that one counts as my most prized possession.
That's cool.
That is a great
Very
one.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. They sold out of the other print. I can't remember what the two that were available. So at least it made it easy for me because I couldn't decide which one to get. I went, I guess I know which one I'm going to get. There were so many people there. But yep, that was a great event to go to, the Haunted Mansion anniversary event, whichever one it was back then.
So the question, I suppose, becomes: is there a kid somewhere out there who will choose one of these as their favorite possession at some point in the future? Because, like I said,
just might be.
This version of Chip and Dale is everywhere at Epcot for the holidays. In fact, it only now occurs to me. I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. That's Spaceship Earth they're hugging.
It is.
Oh
Yeah,
it's
huge.
It doesn't really look like Spaceship
It takes
Earth.
me looking at it on my bigger screen off to the side of the screen here to go, oh, that's Spaceship Earth. I also had a Spaceship Earth sugar cookie, which was one of the cookie offerings this year. And this was the totality of the Hanukkah offerings. There was a salt and pepper shaker set and a tray that I assume you're supposed to serve latkes on, which of course needs salt and pepper. So I guess they go together. And below this, out of the picture are some hanging pieces, some banners. And I'm told by Shelley, who wasn't able to join us tonight, that these are the same as were available last year. But I guess I had already blocked that out.
They always sell those platters. I don't think you put anything on them. They sell them for with the Christmas designs, and I'm like, what do you put on that? I think they're just really decorative. They're cool though. Yeah, cookies.
Yep. Cookies for Santa.
Well, they have the cookie stroll, which is the opportunity to buy 5 cookies and get one free around the park. And if you'd like to collect them in a special jar, the special jar is available at retail around the resort. And I hadn't even noticed that they were basically restraining Santa up there in the
That's
photo.
exactly what I was thinking. It's like Chip and Dale are taking him out to rough him up.
It's like
Because he's eating 100 cookies.
Well,
to try to get
I was going to
50 free.
say,
Chip and Dale are not subtle.
it's Chip and Dale saying, "Hey, buddy, these are our cookies,
That's
not
exactly
yours."
what's happening.
Kind of got dark
Yeah,
there.
Dale is
See,
a
you don't
little
play
dark.
when I'm here.
Well, wait a minute.
Well,
5.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't have you on the screen for that, Todd.
Normally at the ready.
No,
That's a little creepy, don't you think?
they did it live. You don't need that when I'm here.
Oh, we always need that.
And
I love it.
It's funny that they had a tiny little section of Hanukkah merchandise in the showplace tent for the event. And how come I can't? Oh, there's Carol again. I thought I had one more photo, but I don't see it here in the batch. There's Joyful. Oh, this was something else impressive I thought I'd point out from
the
from
gingerbread
event.
houses.
Yeah, well, this is the only major gingerbread house at Epcot this year. And usually the Washington, D.C. monuments appears over at American Adventure. But this year they installed it over at World Showplace, which gives you the unique opportunity to walk all the way around it. Usually you can only walk around 3 sides of it. And it's quite impressive. It includes an enormous number of hidden Mickeys, although many of them aren't very hidden. They tend to show up. I mean, each of these wreaths is sort of a Mickey. There's obviously a giant Mickey over here on the. See, that would be the House of Representatives. If it's facing the Washington Monument, that would be the Senate side. No, I was trying to be even more specific because this window right here under Mickey is where I worked as an intern. I don't know if you can see the cursor bobbing up and down his foot.
Can. I can.
That's pretty much. I mean, there's another row of windows above it, but I had this view out the window on the west front of the Capitol in 1988. When you're talking about dating yourselves, I'm dated. I'm older than Epcot. I'm older than the Magic Kingdom. I'm older than all of Walt Disney World, for God's sake.
Me too.
I don't think any of us is older than Disneyland, though.
No, thank goodness.
No, if we were, we might not be this able to run a show like this. Yes.
Actually, aren't 3 of us pretty much exactly the same age?
52.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
So Todd Pickering's the old man.
I'm the oldest here.
Good for him.
Sorry.
Very close.
It's good.
All right.
All right.
I got nothing else.
That was good.
Anybody else have anything else they want to share?
I have an article running Friday.
What's the subject?
I went real broad. The top 5 Disney songs from the animated films.
Oh.
Yeah.
Plays off Todd's.
So you want to give us a hint? You want to give us a hint to something that didn't make the list?
Something that didn't make the list? There's a ton that didn't make the list.
Give us your also-rans.
I had a tough time.
One that was tough for you that you tried to include, but something else just kept pushing it out of the top.
You know what I'll tell you is that there's a song.
You have to sing it.
No, that's not going to happen. Despite the microphone, there's a song that I don't feel is recognized as a Disney song, which I put on as an honorable mention. I didn't put it on the list, and that is from Meet the Robinsons, Little Wonders, which is the Rob Thomas song, which is a wonderful, beautiful song that I just don't think ever gets recognized as a Disney song. But it's a beautiful, beautiful tune at the end of that movie, and it fit perfectly in the film, and it made my also ran list. But like I said, I don't think people think of that as a Disney song, but it really is.
Yeah, I like the opening song that plays in that movie. Da 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 da. I can't. What's the name of it?
I don't know.
I
don't know either. But I like the song, and it's a movie from the era when Disney created its own digital production unit to compete with Pixar when they thought they were going to lose Pixar. Right. And I think that was the best of the movies they produced in that era. I thought Meet the Robinsons was the one I enjoyed.
That's a good movie that doesn't get recognized really. A lot of fun.
Love that.
Check it out on Friday if you want to read my top 5 songs.
Okay, I can't wait. Stephanie M, by the way, on our viewers says that she loves Meet the Robinsons. So it is. So we're not alone.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for the comments. We appreciate comments.
Treasure.
So good to see everyone. We'll do another show one of these days, like we said. Stay safe.
Stay safe,
increasingly, it seems stay at home because most of the country's requiring it. Although here in Florida, I guess it's whatever you want. All right, everybody be well. I'm going to end the show. Take care. We'll, as they say, see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody.